So you're fresh off of watching Guardians of the Galaxy, you're having a great time, let's bring it way down. You do not deserve to be this happy. Hello everyone, my name is Chet, this is ChetChat, and we saw The Dinner. So The Dinner's premise is that there's this man and his wife, he has a brother that is running for governor or something in his city, and they meet up to have this dinner to discuss a very important topic that happens. I'm gonna tell you what it is because I don't care. And that's pretty much what this movie is about. They just meet up to discuss this thing, and the movie is just like, what the hell, man? There's so many moments where I was like, what the hell is going on? This movie is so downer. There's no silver lining. It's just constant, just downer moments, one after the other. Like, the main character, forget his name because oh man, it's just so depressing to watch this movie. It felt like a 3-hour movie, and it's actually shorter than the Guardians of the Galaxy. So this character, the main character, he's a teacher. He loses his job apparently because he's so nihilistic and pessimistic of everything. And he's such a history buff that he lets the history alter his thoughts on how he perceives human beings. And it's so weird. So you actually end up learning that he has a mental illness that actually affects his mood. And then you learn that his wife actually had cancer. And then you learn that their son was so hard to conceive that they don't want to have another son. And then you learn about the brother who was actually a senator and how he was protecting his little brother when they were younger from his mother because she also had a mental illness, and the younger brother didn't see it that way. And all of this is just the side story of what the main story is. The main story is that their children, the brother and the senator brother, actually in a drunken rage murdered a homeless person in an ATM building. Like, you know, when you go into an ATM, they have the building around it so you're not outside. So they light her on fire and they kill her. They actually have an adoptive son who doesn't like the two other brothers, and he's threatening to expose them. And that's the main plot right there. But it is surrounded by this cloud of character development that is super jarring and super depressing. And the way how they tell the story is just such bad pacing. And it's like they wanted to focus everything around this dinner, so they call it The Dinner. And then they try to artistically show you the story through the courses of dinner. I think it's 7 courses. So they're like, oh, digestives, this is the entree section, this is the dessert. And it has nothing to do with the story. It doesn't matter. They could have just sat down at home and talked about it. And like, this could have been such a simple, cool story about how the senator is trying to hide the fact that his children are murderers, and it could ruin his candidacy pretty much. But no, we have to talk about how this guy has a mental issue, this lady has cancer, this person was abused as a child, he has an adoptive black son, and oh my god, and the kids are terrible kids. They're just such bad children, and they murder people, and what the hell, man? Why am I watching this movie? It doesn't seem like an interesting enough movie to watch to get this depressed over. And then the ending, it's like, it kind of makes sense, terribly enough, because all of the crap that you go through actually culminates to the ending making sense. I felt like they wanted to just make this ending, so they gave you all of these things that will let you justify what happens in the ending. It kind of works. I was like, okay, I totally understand what happened in the ending now because of the last 8 hours of movie that I watched that is actually only like 1 hour and 45 minutes. And I felt like we didn't need to trudge through all this snow to get to this ending to be like, oh, this is a sound ending. It makes sense. And the way how they ended, they don't really give you a resolution. They just put it there and then they end the movie, they show you the credits. You're like, okay. I remember this guy, I was actually watching the movie by myself because everybody's watching Guardians of the Galaxy and I already saw it the day before I watched this movie. So I was in the theater by myself, and this guy actually walks into the theater halfway through the movie and he watches it to the ending, and then he looks to me, he's like, this was pretty hard to follow. What happened? And I was like, it's a big mess. I can't tell you much, sir. Pay for your movies, by the way, goddammit. And that's really it. Do I recommend this movie? Absolutely not. Like, it is so depressing. It's like, I was talking about with my friend about Logan. This movie is such a downer movie, but because X-23 is in the movie, it is bearable to watch. It's serviceable. This one is Logan without X-23. Just downer moment, downer moment, downer moment, downer moment, ending, credits, go home, murder yourself. And that's how you feel. Jesus. So yeah, that's it for this one. This was ChetChat. You know what to do.